Hello, my lovely viewers. Let's take a quick look at this question. This question we are asked: which compound has the largest value of lattice enthalpy? Largest value of what? Lattice enthalpy. Now, first of all, what do you understand by lattice enthalpy? Lattice enthalpy. Lattice enthalpy is the amount of energy that is released when 1 mole of ionic compound is formed from its gaseous ion. Amount of energy that is released when 1 mole of ionic compound is formed from its gaseous ion. What do we mean? When mole, for instance, now let's take for instance now sodium ion. Sodium ion is in a gaseous form, all right, plus oxygen ion, okay, in a gaseous form, will give you what? Will give you sodium oxide. Do you get that? Now, this sodium oxide now is what? Is solid. Now, the amount of energy that is released when mole of this ionic compound is formed. 1 mole, because nothing is here. If that is 2 years, would have been 2. But then is what? 1 mole. 1 mole of what? This ionic compound formed as a result of what? As a result of this ion, this gaseous ion reacting together to form this. That amount of energy that is released is what we call what? Lattice enthalpy. Are you following? Now, there are 2 major factors that affect lattice enthalpy. 2 major factors. Number one, charge of ion, and number 2, size of ion. These are the 2 major factors that affect our lattice enthalpy. The larger the size, the higher the lattice enthalpy. The smaller the size of the ion, the smaller the lattice what? Enthalpy. Now, in the case of the size of the ions, the smaller the size of the ion, the higher the lattice enthalpy, and the bigger the size of the ion, the smaller the lattice enthalpy. That is how it works. Now, let me come to the first one before we now go to our various options. The size of the ion. For instance, now you have magnesium ion plus what? Oxygen ion. Let's just say oxygen ion, and you have another one, sodium ion, and what? And oxygen what? Ion. Do you get that? Now look at the side. We are looking at the charge of the ion. Charge of the, who are the charge? We have the charge here, we have the charge here, we have the charge here, we have the charge here. Now, if you compare the charge of this one, the charge of this one is what? Equals to what? 4. And this one, 1 plus 2 give us what? Give us 3. So this one, we have a higher lattice enthalpy. That is what we mean by the charge of the ion. When these 2 things combine together, they will form what? They will form a higher lattice enthalpy. Sorry, let me put this one like this. Do you get that? Now, the same thing goes to this one. This one, 4 is more than this one. Okay? Now, let's go to the size of the ion. I told you that the smaller the size of the ion, the higher the lattice enthalpy. For instance, now, you have K plus and N plus. This one combined with this one combined with this one. Okay? For instance, remember, this one is 2, this one is 2. They are the same. They are the same what? They are the same atom. Now, if you look at Na is smaller than K. The size of this sodium ion is smaller than the size of what? Potassium. Potassium is 19. This one is what? 11. Okay, now the size of this one is smaller than, so the smaller the size, the higher what? The lattice enthalpy. Do you get that? So when the 2 things combine, for instance now, Na2O and K2O, this one will have what? Will have a higher lattice enthalpy because of what? The size is what? Is smaller. So there are two major factors. When you are considering the lattice enthalpy, consider these two factors. Look at the charges. Now let's go to back to our option. If you look at the first option, look at this one now. Look at this one now. Of course, this one, the size of sulfur and oxygen. Sulfur has a higher size. Look at the size here. Look at the higher size. So this one now will be out of it. Do you get that? Because sulfur, if you consider sulfur and this one, looking at the second factor, size of the ion. Size of the ion, sulfur here is bigger than what? Than oxygen. So these two factors are what? Make this one to be what? Not to fit into our answer. Now let's go to this one. If you look at oxygen, oxygen is the same. Look at their ionic size. Sodium here is smaller than what? Potassium. Therefore, sodium oxide will have a higher lattice enthalpy than what? Than potassium oxide. So our answer is what? So when you're considering lattice enthalpy, consider these two factors: charge of the ion and the size of the ion. For more of this video, do well to like, importantly, share and comment. Thank you and God bless you.